The BBC was well on its way in going down in history as one of the deadliest attacking tridents in the history of Spanish and European football, if only they didn't play against their rivals in way and email gifted across the pitch. There has always been a debate whether Real Madrid's BBC Benz and Cristiano Ronaldo or Barcelona's MSN Messi, Suarez, and Neymar was the best attack available in the Spanish Primera Division to embrace the fans on analyzing the formation of how the BBC was fashioned and its effects on football. It started in a year 2009 when Cristiano Ronaldo and Karim Benzema both signed to Real Madrid Football Club. When Madrid was bringing Ronaldo, who was expected to be the team's striker, Benzema was expected to be raw talents that require the years of developing. Within the next few years, he became a regular in Real Madrid squad, and towards the middle of this year the club. President Florentino Perez sought for an agent to boost the attack alongside Ronaldo and Benzema. He signed Gareth Bale, who was then the most expensive player across the world. All three became known and the trio came up with what would be termed the BBC in future, and proved beyond every bit of expectation. In his first season with the club, Bale netted 22 goals and made 19 assists, equal to his stunning performance in the Copa del Rey final but against Barcelona. Despite Benzema's goals average was lower than the two peers, he became an important member of the team and made useful runs, useful for peers and the team as a whole. Besides providing 24 goals and 16 assists, there was Ronaldo, the main man in Madrid, who scored 51 goals with 17 assists in that season and has been part of 17 goals record of the Champions League. Combined for the BBC, they took Real Madrid to their historic 10th Champions League trophy known as La Decima after a dry spell, but while the BBC was operating at its most prolific, across the narrow sea in Catalonia, Barcelona was putting the finishing touches to a set of three. Lionel Messi, who progressed to the Barcelona's first team, had become the world's best footballer by 2009, the Ballon d'Or winner for 3 successive years, and a record-breaking season of 91 goals in 2012. Although Messi and Barcelona excelled by 2010, both known they require extra density by 2014, the young Neymar had signed for the club the previous season and in his first season scored as many goals as he provided assists, but they still lacked that last ingredient to take them to BBC. The last was complemented by Luis Suarez, who signed in 2014. Suarez's start the season ban meant he did not play until October, but when he came in, Barcelona sharpened their attacking force. Why superimposing the MSN formation to European football platform, Barcelona trio of Leo Messi, Luis Suarez and Neymar reached a crescendo few could match. That impact as the trio joined Barcelona, destroying La Liga and dominating in the Champions League. Neymar through by netting 22 goals in the Spanish League and 10 in the Champions League, and sharing the honors as the top goal scorer in that competition, which included scoring the winning goal in the final competition. In other competitions, he scored another 7 goals in all, a mind-boggling 39 goals and 7 assists in 51 games. However, Suarez was still in the process of getting used to Spanish football, but his contribution was immense. He scored 16 goals in La Liga and 7 in Champions League, including 1 in final against Neymar, and scored another 2 in other competitions, taking his tally to 25 goals. However, 21 assists across all competitions stood out for Suarez, especially in creating perfect combination with his other forwards. And of course, Messi was in his own planet in that season, and had one of the best individual seasons of football any time in history. In the league, he netted 43 goals, 5 in the Copa del Rey and 10 in the UEFA Champions League, where he was also the joint top scorer with Neymar. This means that in total, the MSN triumvirate hit a combined total of 122 goals, and made 55 assists in 151 La Liga matches. They were not only profligate in goal scoring, they also commanded every single trophy in Spain and won the treble. What made it even more pedestrian was that they bested Real Madrid's BBC, who by any other standards had a phenomenal year in 2014-2015. Gareth Bale scored 13 goals in La Liga, 2 in the Champions League, and 2 in others, and had a total of 17 goals and 12 assists in total 48 matches. Benzema contributed 15 goals and 10 assists in La Liga, scored 6 goals in Champions League and scored 1 in other tournaments, overall making it 22 goals and 13 assists in 46 appearances. But it was Ronaldo's season that left fans awestruck. He scored 48 goals in 35 La Liga fixtures, 10 goals in the Champions League, in which he shared the top scorer's title with Messi and Neymar, and 3 goals across other tournaments. And that made it a whopping 61 goals and 21 assists in 54 matches of the season. Nevertheless, all his endeavors bore fruits. Real Madrid did not bag a single major trophy at the end of the season, while Barcelona's MSN collected the treble. MSN's trio played in 98 fixtures, and managed to score 81 goals including 39 assists. This is way better than BBC, who played 95 fixtures, and scored 76 goals, including 35 assists. However, players in the same competition, MSN, combined scored 27 goals and 8 assists in 35 matches, while BBC combined scored 18 goals and 5 assists in 30, of which Ronaldo was responsible with 10 goals and Benzema and Bale the rest. In other competitions, including the Copa del Rey, Spanish Super Cup, UEFA Super Cup, and the Club World Cup, the MSN scored 14 goals with 8 assists in 18 games, while the BBC managed just 6 goals and 6 assists in 23 games by the end of that season. The numbers didn't lie. The MSN had sovereignty by asserting the first time they challenged the BBC outright. This called on the BBC to respond as the newly conceived season rolled into operation during the 2015-2016 period. By this time, Barcelona's MSN of Messi, Suarez and Neymar, and Real Madrid's BBC of Bale, Benzema and Cristiano Ronaldo were evenly matched forces. Both trios were aware of rival and showed sign of the desire of being the best football club in Europe. Barca's MSN their perch in La Liga they defended the firepower of the front three. Neymar netted 24 goals and made a total of 12 assists, contributing to 34 league matches, where it seemed like he was just performing a friendly match at his backyard. In the Champions League, he scored 3 goals and then another 4 in other games, finishing with 31 goals for the season. Suarez, the star of La Liga, was Luis Suarez, who scores 40 goals in 35 games and took the Golden Boot award. Suarez was unexcusable. He scored 8 goals in the Champions League, while the remaining 11 goals were in other competitions. That season he successfully scored 59 goals and contributed 22 assists in 53 matches. Messi was also right behind with 26 goals and 16 assists in 33 league matches. He also netted 6 in the Champions League and 9 in other games, totaling to 41 goals and 23 assists in the 59 leagues he played for the season. MSN dominated La Liga football, but in Europe, Real Madrid regaining the Champions League crown again, thanks to Ronaldo. From the BBC history point of view, Real Madrid's triumph in Champions League again become one-man show. Bale was again unable to find the back of the net in the Champions League for Real Madrid, while Benzema netted 4 in the competition in as many appearances. On the other hand, Ronaldo also played spectacularly in the Champions League, scoring 16 goals in 12 games and having a mouth-watering match in the quarter-final match against Wolfsburg, netting a hat-trick in La Liga. For example, during the time that Bale was far from the pitch due to injuries, BBC's numbers were impressive. When he did play, he was excellent, scoring 19 goals and 10 assists in 23 games. Benzema also stepped up his performance, contributing 24 goals and 7 assists in 27 matches. And Ronaldo, as usual, delivered incredible performance, scoring 35 goals and providing 11 assists in 36 La Liga matches. All in all, the MSN consisted of 131 goals and 65 assists as a trio, while the BBC scored 98 goals and distributed 34 assists. MSN did even better in La Liga, and in their 63 games for club and country combined, they scored a total of 90 goals and provided 44 assists. Roughly speaking, the BBC scored 20 goals and made 6 assists in 29 CL games, while MSN scored 17 goals and made 8 assists in 25 CL games. Thus, the heroes of the 2016-2017 season can be considered only from the ranks of Ronaldo and the BBC. The season was unremarkable for both trios. Gareth Bale was again by injury for much of the season, and even when available, Zinedine Zidane preferred Isco as a more versatile player. Consequently, Bale had limited playing time, but he scored 7 goals and created 2 more in 19 league fixtures, as well as notched 2 goals and made 1 assist in 7 Champions League games before winding up the campaign with a return of 9 goals and 3 assists in 26 matches. Despite that, Benzema netted 11 times and created 5 goals in 29 La Liga outings, as well as contributing 5 goals in 13 UEFA Champions League encounters. The battle of the most successful MSN of Messi, Suarez, Neymar of Barcelona, and the BBC, the 3 stars of Bale. Benzema and Cristiano Ronaldo of Real Madison rose to another level further. Though it was realized that in this condition, the MSN had numbers on their side, but BBC had class to win major trophies in the 2016-17 season. Neymar, Suarez and Messi maintained their numbers, but their trophies figures suffered. He performed highly. Neymar scored 13 goals with 10 assistances in 30 league games, while in UEFA Champions League Neymar added 4 more goals with 8 assistances. This lad was exceptional in that legendary Barcelona's 6-1 rout of PSG. He bagged 2 goals and 2 assists. And adding 3 more in other tournaments. Neymar ended the season with 4 20ths and 45 appearances overall. Luis Suarez was somewhat less productive than the previous season, but even he scored 4 13ths throughout the 35 league games. He scored 3 goals in 9 games in Champions League and 5 in other tournaments, and scored a total of 37 goals, 16 assists in 51 games. While that was the case, Messi's numbers improved with 37 goals and 9 assists in 34 La Liga matches, 11 goals in 9 Champions League games, and 6 in other competitions. To sum up, Messi made 54 goals and 16 assists in 52 games. In total, the MSN for the season of the top leagues had scored 111 goals and made 51 assists in 148 games, but still the victory was the BBC's with these numbers. Gareth Bale barely started in many games due to injury issues, but he found the net 9 times and set up 3 more across all competitions. Benzema, on the other hand, scored 19 goals and had 7 assists in 48 appearances. However, 37-year-old Ronaldo powered Real Madrid to the Champions Trophy, scoring 25 goals complemented with 6 assists in the league and 12 goals together with 6 assists in the 13 Champions League matches. He also scored 2 goals in the final, 3 goals in the quarter-final match against Bayern Munich, and 3 goals in the semi-finals against Atletico Madrid. Ronaldo finished the season with 42 goals and 14 assists in 46 games, bringing Real Madrid title in La Liga and Champions League in the modern history of the Champions League. This was the first time the team retained the title of the winner on the 2017-2018 season. The confrontation was gradually coming to an end. Neymar left for PSG during the summer of the 2017-18 season, making Suarez and Messi lose their third wheel. However, the Becchetta team was still a collective group for what turned out to be their last season, as Ronaldo joined Juventus a year later in 2018. Statistically, the MSN outperformed, but in terms of trophies, the BBC emerged as clear winners. The BBC achieved what no other team had done in the Champions League era: 3 titles in a row in 2016, 2017 and 2018. And all 3 final matches had Ronaldo, Bale and Benzema scoring goals. Contrary to what he, with football and flunk's basic chemistry, Hernan is best remembered for league, cup triumphalism instead of European supremacy. All in all, the MSN scored 9 trophies, the BBC collected 12, including legendary treble of the Champions League. As much as MSN dominated the game, they will be remembered for their chemistry and numbers, while the BBC will be remembered as the trio that understood how to clinch the game on the largest platform. Still not subscribed to FC Freak? If you are not, don't forget to click on the subscribe button to not miss any football drama.